time for us to check out what the headlines are as captured by myjoyonline.com. We'll try and bring you some news from other news portals as well. Let's go straight into the Daily Graphic newspaper. Some of the headlines here. Seth Kwame Boateng, our own Seth Kwame Boateng, adjudged Best Journalist. So a dream that began at the reception of Love FM, a radio station in Kumasi in 2001, was realized with the winning of the ultimate prize in Ghanaian journalism by Seth Kwame Boateng, a broadcast journalist, with a coveted PAV Answer Journalist of the Year 2014 award at the Ghana Journalists Association Awards held at the banquet hall of the State House last Saturday. That's very topical. We have him on our show this morning. Horror at Kwapong as 3 killed in violence. That we brought you in our AM News. I don't appreciate presiding over darkness. We heard the president say that as well in our AM News. That was at the GJA Awards last Saturday. Government submits new conditions to striking doctors. Story says that government has presented new conditions of service proposal to the striking members of the Ghana Medical Association to serve as a guide to the ongoing negotiations between the two parties in the labor dispute. We know that the doctors have given themselves another 2 weeks to continue the strike action. With this coming on board, we will see them call off that action. We wait to see. The Daily Guide newspaper, fetish priest burnt alive. And the story says that blood curdling of Kwapong in the Sunafo district of the Bunohafo region on Friday vandalized the town's police station and burnt alive a fetish priest who was in police custody. Also, NDC leaders nearly lynched. Irate National Democratic Congress members last week chased out the ruling party's Greater Accra regional executives who had paid them a visit. Journalists stranded at GJA Awards. So this is the other side of the celebration. We're told that several journalists and guests attended last weekend's GJA Award ceremony were left stranded at the banquet hall of the State House when they were refused entry simply because President Mahama had arrived for the function. Well, maybe a lesson to learn there. Don't allow the president to get there before you do. You always must be seated before the president comes, otherwise you will be stranded. The final newspaper said Kwame Boateng crowned 2014 Journalist of the Year. $1.28 billion oil revenue spent on government budget. We're told that this huge amount, 1.283 billion oil revenue, representing some 42% of total revenue, has been spent on the government of Ghana budget since the nation began producing crude oil in April 2011. 500 dead in 17 days as a result of doctor strike. Data compiled by the Health Insurance Service Providers Association of Ghana, HISPAC, has revealed that 500 people have died nationwide since public doctors declared a strike on July 30, 2015 to demand conditions of service. Now that we have concrete statistics, we hope that those involved in this negotiation will do their work as quickly as possible so we can have the doctors go back to work. The General Telegraph newspaper next. Government opened 26 hospitals to patients. SEPS seizes smuggled cigarette in Kumasi. So the rapid deployment team of the Customs, Excise and Preventive Service in the Ashanti region has seized more than 10 boxes of smuggled cigarettes in the Central Business District in Kumasi. We'll do with the BNFT, the Business and Financial Times now. Foreign investors' confidence worsens. So investors' confidence in government securities is fast eroding amidst plans by government to borrow more than 25.3 billion cedis through the issuance of domestic securities during the second half of the year. CHIPS launches online payments this week. Okay, also another story here. The business day is the next that we would look at. The business day. Ghana tends to see to solve dooms. So South Africa and Ghana are looking to rental of power ships, a special purpose marine vehicle on which a power plant is installed as a short-term solution to solve the energy crisis. City to end the year at 3.9, that's according to analysts. So an economic analyst, Courage Kingsley Mate, has said that all things being equal, the city would end the year 3.9 to the US dollar, still a bit high. Okay, so that's it with the newspapers as captured by myjoyonline.com, some of the headlines, but let's quickly run through some of the headlines on the news portal itself, myjoyonline.com. Scrap loss on the BBC. Former VRA chief executive wants realistic tariffs approved for power. This we also brought you in our news. Okay, so Chiobodon police pick up 5 more over clashes last week. All right, and well, more stories on the website. You can log on and then check out and read the stories in detail. Okay, we'll go to the BBC next, and there's a particular story on the site that I want to read to you, but I'm going to pull that later and share with you. You remember the BBC instituted an award in honor of the late Komla Dumo. There's a winner of that award. I'm going to pull it up later on and share with you.